Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Can I have the attention of all the people at the corner over there? We are going to divide you into 5 categories so that you can all connect with each other. So, the categories are under 25, all those who are under 25, come to this side, please. Can you come? All the ladies are requested to come here. Under 25, everyone used to come here.
Yes, please populate this side of the room.
Quickly, let's move. And between 25 and 30, if you're between 25 and 30 years, this row. So can we start moving? 30 to 35, 35 to 45, and all those who are 45 and above over here. So can we have the movement? And meet your new people here. Please move. So under 25 here, 25 to 30 here, 30 to 35 here, 35 to 45, 10 years, and all those who are 45 and above, all men, sit there. Okay, so please come here.
Come on, we need some movement in the room, people.
Can we move from there? The ones who are sitting at the back? आ जाएं, सामने आ जाएं. Hello? Yes, move over here. So you decide your age group. I can see Adil and Jawad under 25, which is absolutely true. So they remain there. So under 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, and 35 to 45, and 45 and above. All the ladies can move towards under 25, no questions asked. Okay? Yes, all 45 and above here, 35 to 45, and 25 to 35. Now you get to meet some new people, which is also very good. So the guys sitting at that side, can we all move? अगर आप चाहें तो under 25 में बैठ सकते हैं, there's no harm. But move this side. Just come over here. So, Aisha, where would you like to go? Under 25? Of course.
Sir, wherever
Okay.
you tell me to go, I'll sit there.
All right. Right. Because we will do a small survey of the people with these 5 categories. Now let me, everybody is settling down, so just take 30 seconds. And this group of people, hello? Excuse me? Under 25, if you want to come here, or between 25, Amra, you're most welcome to sit under 25. So, thank you very much. Okay. Recently, I was asked a question by youngsters, by trainees that we have hired. And they said, and they asked me, आपके ज़माने में लोग career में interested थे? हमारे से पहले जो generation थी, 10 साल पहले, 15 साल पहले, were they interested to move from one department to the other department? Isn't that a strange question? We have lived in different generations, we started a career, and we all have been interested in different times of our careers to move elsewhere in another department. But I guess the newer generation had no idea or probably don't have the perception of the life has been before us. And then, of course, there is one thing which I always believe in. We've been talking about multi-generations, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y. But somebody quoted it even better, and here is another perspective. All those who were born before 92 have entered the digital world are known as digital immigrants. And all those who are born after 92, 95 are the natives of the digital world because they have been born with the mobile set in their hands. And therefore, they are the natives and we are the immigrants into the digital world. पहले ये होता था 100 साल में, 30 साल में, you had a grandfather, father, and the son. और 30 years में जो technological advances होती थी, वो बड़ी slow होती थी. So we compared or we shared a lot of things which was common. Now, the generations is not like this. I teach at IBA as well in Karachi. And the students' average age was 28, 27 in the class. And I said, how do you find the boys or girls who are 18, 17? And they said, sir, वो बिल्कुल ही different generation है. जबकि उसमें सिर्फ 8, 9 या 10 साल का फर्क है. Because of the technological space that has gone by. So maybe the Gen Z, Gen X is one way to look at, but we also have to look at a different perspective also. Now, I would like to go ahead and take a certain survey, and we'll come back towards the end of the presentation. In between, Kainat will be helping me to basically build the survey. Now, these are 5 questions, and you have to answer them first clicking on the category you are in. If you're under 25, you click that. If you're between 25 and 30, and 30 and 35, 35 and above, and all the 45 and above will click that. Then you will answer the question immediately and submit. But please discuss this with your age groups. And what do you think? So there are some questions that you have to pick up. For the first 2, it's a yes and no. For 3, 4, 5, it's picking the 2 best out of the 6. So then we'll see the responses later on. All right? You got the QR code? Everybody? Kainat, are we ready with the move? Okay, just hold on. The questions are coming. Just put down the QR code. Everybody got the QR code? Right. So Kainat, are we ready with the questions? So the question, they are submitting. Okay, please, you can discuss in your age groups and answer that. You've done the QR code? Answer the question. Discuss with Jawad and answer. Submit. Yes. No, this one. All 3 of you discuss. And over there also, if you got the QR code, did you get it? The QR code from here. All right. So answer the question within your categories. Kainat, we can come back to the slides. Can I move on to the next slide? Okay. I'll give you a minute more to complete all the questions, and then we'll see at the end of the session what's the survey results. Aage, piche. Go back. Yes. Right, so are we done? Yes? Okay. So I'm going to ask a question, and I want to make it interactive with you all. And all the generations are sitting separately. What is the benefit? Anyone can raise a hand, I'll take 1 or 2 responses, of having multi-generations in an organization. What is the benefit of that? Anyone? Anyone? Yes. Diversity of thoughts. Great. Great thought also as well. Anyone else? What's the benefit of having multi-generations? Yes? Different viewpoints. Yes. Yes? Experience? Creativity and experience. Absolutely. Creativity, I'll just come back to it. Yes? Innovation and creativity for having multi-generations. Okay, one question to you all. Are younger people more innovative or the older generation? What's the answer? What is the answer? Younger one? Really? You think the people born in 40s and 50s were not creative? We had Walt Disney that time, who created all the cartoons. We had all the evolution come in today because of the creativity there. The Wright brothers came up with an aeroplane. So the creativity is not about young or old. It comes. Great artists and singers or painters or writers are in their 70s and 80s. So it's not about creativity with young people. It comes with your education, and it comes with the way you have been brought up. Okay, anyone else? Any benefit that you think of having? Sorry? Okay, we can communicate across the world globally. Okay? Yes. Acceptance. The benefits of acceptance of working together. All right? Anyone else? Okay. So those are many benefits, and some of them are here, and then you can comment also. So the first that I thought is, of course, it has to click from there. And, excuse me, Kainat, can it move on, the click? Right. So, of course, we have the ideas and perspective. different generations will give you different perspectives from different backgrounds, and this will add to the organization. And the next one. Then we have, this will help in everybody's career and professionalism. How do I deal differently? There was a question asked in the morning, how do I deal with people who are senior to me or much junior to me? So you have to have different interpersonal skills. So the benefit will be for you that you develop as a leader, as a professional, how to interact differently with different ages. Because that will help you, whether you're working in an organization or you set up your own entrepreneurship. So that's another advantage that you have. Challenging the status quo. Do you think younger people challenge the status quo or the senior people? What do you think? Who challenges the status quo? Younger people? Older people? I mean older people, different generations? Yes or no? How many say only younger people challenge the status quo? If you raise your hands. And how many of you think that senior people or older generations challenge the status quo? How many of you raise your hands? So just a few. Both generations challenge each other because the new persons who are coming in the organizations have a fixed mindset as well. They are being challenged because they feel they are still in the university life, they'll have bean bags and coffee hours and sleep time. But organizations are not there. Even if the youngsters go and do your own business, you still have to be disciplined. So therefore, the status quo has to be challenged. And we have to learn how it is. So the benefit is, the way we are working, we get to be challenged both ways. And then, leading and guiding with a new approach of retention. There is no doubt about it. The senior or the older generation requires a different approach, and the younger people require a different approach. So you can become much more different for tomorrow at all. And then, of course, back please. Yeah. This is certainly going to help. Different generations will bring in different technical advances, new applications, so everybody will be forced to get into that. When the young people come in, they think they are tech savvy, but it is not tech savvy. If you're using Instagram and Facebook, and if you're using Twitter, my mother is also using all this. She's not from the new generations. It is just being able to use the new technical applications. But the important is that the junior people will have to learn the system, the processes, the SAP, success factors in organizations. So everybody will have to become digital savvy and forced together in competition so that the whole organization learns the new way of working through digitalization. So, may I ask anyone, what are the challenges of a multi-generation workforce? Anyone? What are the challenges that you think can face? Anyone? Yes. Rigidity of change, great. Anyone else? Okay, older people are more reluctant to change. How many of you agree? Agree? Some agree. How many of you disagree? Okay, right. It is a perception, but I see a lot of youngsters coming in who don't want to change. They say, no, it's my way or the highway. So basically, I think it's both sides. It's more to do with personalities, which I'll just come across that. But yes, it is easier to mold a younger person. Any other challenge? Yes? Communication. Yes, communicating with different jargons. Anyone else? Think about it. Yes, Adil? Technology adoption is, of course, a challenge. Okay. Yes, somebody said something here. The gap between the two generations, okay, in the thinking process. Any other challenge? Imagine you have different workforce, and how are you going to manage that? Anything that you can think of? In packages group, yes, sorry. Yes. Okay, as an HR, you have to bring everyone together at the same pace. So let's look at some challenges over here. Okay, resistance to change, there are some biases. कि ये तो young generation है, ये तो नहीं कर सकते. या ये older generation, इनको तो कुछ भी नहीं आता. तो ये है. And then the closed mindset. We need to have a growth mindset and communication barrier. Communication, as you said that. And the last is, in the challenge, is personalities. Now remember, in each generation, there are different personalities. I'm an extrovert person, so when I meet a young person who is an extrovert, I'll connect quickly. If I meet an introvert person, I'll say, oh, these youngsters are different. So you have to understand personalities. Let me give you an example. मेरे दो बेटे हैं. I've got two sons. One is very hyper, perhaps like me, and he cannot sit at one place, gets very tired very quickly, bored with the new project, any project that he does. He's on the phone all the time. He's the typical new generation guy. The other son is 1 year younger than him, और वो structured है, रात को 11 बजे सो जाता है, traditional है, he studies a lot, he doesn't believe in no-nonsense talk. Is he from the 40s or the 50s? No, he's from the same generation. So you have to understand personalities. Also, it's not just the generation, but different personalities also make a difference. Any comment? Any of you understand that? How many of you are introverts or who like to go home and relax and not meet socially? How many of you there? Like that? Okay. And how many of you are extroverts? So it's a good mix. जो extrovert होता है उसको introvert समझता है कि वो बहुत बोलता है और extrovert के लिए introvert होता है वो बहुत bore होता है. So when we look at generations, remember we need to see personalities as well. Okay. Now I would like you to see the span of generations. यानी कि 30 साल में जो technological advances हुई और अब जो हो रही हैं. कुछ सुबह भी दिखाए गए थे. I will show you some pictures. Please raise your hand if you have used that or it came out और उस वक्त वो launch हुआ जब आप उस वक्त जवान थे या अभी भी जवान हैं. मेरा मतलब वैसे उस वक्त जब young थे. So let's see the first picture. Please raise your hands if this was on your time. How many have used this? Oh, we've got all the 3 people there. The under 25 were raising the hand, which is good. Okay. Next picture. How many of the first mobile that you used? Wow, there's quite a generation that used. This came out in the 19s. How many of you used this? Okay. And some youngsters might have not. And of course, I've not used this. This was one of the most disastrous phones that ever came out. How many of you now use this? Everyone. So all the generations are covered. और एक और चीज मैं आपको दिखाने लगा हूं जो बड़े लोग प्राउड होते थे और बड़े खुश होते थे कि मेरी जेब में ये है और वो है ये टेलीफोन डायरेक्टरी डिजिटल. आपके पास थी? बहुत शौक थे. आपके पास भी थी? बहुत शौक से लोग रखते थे कि ओ डायरी की जरूरत नहीं है, अब ये तो डिजिटल डायरी है. Have you ever seen this? No. The under 25s, are you all under 25s? Have you seen this? Under 25 this. Excuse me, आपने कभी देखा था इसकी शक्ल? अच्छा, but you have never seen this? So they've never seen. Jawad, they've never seen this telephone directory. Okay, let me show you another picture. अब ये अगर किसी ने देखा या चलाया है तो पता नहीं क्या होगा उसका. ये किसने चलाई है अपनी जिंदगी में? भाई ये शुक्र है नहीं चलाई क्योंकि आज वो 140 साल का होता. क्योंकि ये 1920, 1930 की है. Okay, some television programs. Let's see. Who remembers this program? Knight Rider. ये वो प्रोग्राम है जिसमें एक बायोनिक गाड़ी होती थी और जो उस जमाने में प्रोजेक्ट की गई थी कि और आज वो गाड़ियां मौजूद हैं जो उस जमाने में थी. Who has seen this program? This guy had a chip. You had seen that, Hassan? Now this guy at that time had a chip installed. He was bionic. मतलब what do you call that? Biomedical body थी उसकी. He could run fast, he could see far away, and he was like that. और आज we are trying to produce a robo also. Who remembers this? Okay. Who remembers this? Right, we all remember. You know what is the name? Uncle Sargam. वो क्या कहते हैं? हैगा. Who are they? ये इधर से आवाज आई, उधर से आवाज नहीं आई. आपने कभी देखा था इनको? No. So the youngsters don't even know who they are. Who has seen this drama? What is this? Anyone here? You know it? No? That side? Tanhaiya. See, how YouTube में नहीं, आपने खुद देखा हो जब वो चल रहा प्रोग्राम, तो ये उस ज़माने का प्रोग्राम है. So you see how much they have come through looking at this, and that's their perception of thinking and talking about the great times कि हम तन्हाइयाँ देखते थे हसीना मोइन का. And I'm sure, how many of you have seen this? No hands from this side, but all the hands from here. But there are some, of course, generations who have seen this. So this is where the difference comes and how we are. Let's look at another set of pictures. Okay. Wait a minute, let it come. कौन है जो छत पे जाके एंटेना सही करता था और नीचे से आवाज आती थी, आ रही है, तस्वीर आ रही है. ये हम सारे वो हैं. अच्छा, आप लोगों ने भी किया है? अच्छा, बट कुछ लोगों ने शायद नहीं किया, आपने भी किया हुआ है. And how many had this in their home? Of course, we all had that. You've never seen this? How many have this? Of course, everyone has today. How many have a turntable? आपके पास थी? आप तो जवान लग रहे हैं, आपके पास कहाँ से आ गई? भाई के पास थी. अच्छा, ओके. तो ये वो रिकॉर्ड्स थे जब लोग बड़े शौक से रखते थे. I'm sure people have used this quite a bit. You young guys, have you used this? No? मेरे बच्चों ने बस उसकी टेपें निकाल के खराब कर दिए थे. So this was the only thing. And how many have you typed a letter on this? This side only. No one has typed a letter on that side. And I'm sure this one you have seen. This one? All right. So this is where you have come in. Now I look at it, see the interests together that we share because of the things that we are. So therefore, we have to understand that people have different background experiences. Of course, if you haven't seen some of the dramas, you go back onto the YouTube and you see that. Now, how do we manage the generations in the generation gap at the workplace? Any responses from the audience? जब इस तरह के लोग आए कि जिन्होंने 1920 में साइकिल चलाई हो, या जिन्होंने तन्हाइयाँ देखा है, जिनके बाद टीवी वो दूसरा था, जिन्होंने एवोल्यूशन देखी है, और वो लोग हैं, वाकई में वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने एसी पुराना देखा और नया देखा. अच्छा, एक चीज़ याद रखिएगा कि आजकल की जनरेशन्स, आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क द यंग जनरेशन, डू यू लाइक टू हैव बीन बैग्स एंड कॉफ़ी आवर्स? लाइक, ये जनरेशन कह रही है कि हमें बीन बैग्स चाहिए और कॉफ़ी आवर्स चाहिए और फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी चाहिए. मेरा एक सवाल है कि वो बच्चे जो 18-19 साल के हैं, जो फौज ज्वाइन करते हैं, ना उनके पास बीन बैग है, ना वो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी आवर्स है, वो सुबह 7 बजे से 6 बजे तक काम कर रहे हैं. वो बच्चे जो 21 साल के बैंक कैशियर हैं, वो कैशियर पे है, हैव टू कम एट 9:30. Those people who are working in the factory, they don't have these coffee hour breaks. They just go straight to the factory, lunch hour and tea time. That's it. So there is a difference. So उनके लिए कौन करेगा? So there are commercial में जो side पे हैं, of course there is an advantage. So anyone would like to respond? How do we manage this different multi-generations? Yes. Think about it. You're the HR experts. Yes? Coaching and mentoring. Okay. Anyone else? Open communication channels. Okay. And I will just comment on these. These were already there. जब हम बच्चे थे तो हमारे वालिदैन कहते थे कि आजकल के बच्चे बड़े तेज हैं, तो आज भी हम ये कह रहे होते हैं. Anyway, anyone else? Sorry? Open mindset. Yes, that's a good one. Completely open yourself and talk about it. Good point. Right. So if you have kids or younger brothers and sisters, the way you change your style with them, you have to change styles with the people over here. Anyone else? Which आप सारे HR experts हैं, please tell me, how do I manage the different generations? Anyone? Adil, how would you manage it? By being more inclusive? Okay, that's good. Security. Okay. She's saying that people should have security. All generations have required that, and younger generations, they feel कि अगर हम कुछ गलत कर देंगे, मैं निकाल देंगे. That's the thing? Okay. Anyone else? You're the HR experts, you're going to handle multi-generation, so I'm asking you, what would you do in your organization tomorrow to manage the generations differently? Yes? Being neutral. Okay, so being neutral and not to favor any generation. He's saying not to favor any generation. Anyone else? Any idea? Training on emotional intelligence, which is important, yes. Team building activities, okay, so mix people with all generations together. Try to understand what other people say. Okay. Okay, मैं आपसे यहाँ एक सवाल पूछता हूँ, जो यंगर जनरेशन लॉट है, इनसे पूछता हूँ कि जब ये आते हैं, कहते हैं जो पुराने जनरेशन के लोग हैं, हमें समझ नहीं पा रहे. आपको एक बॉस मिलता है, you are 26 years old. आपको एक बॉस मिलता है who is 27 years old. How do you manage that? वो गुस्से का तेज है, he wants work done, he's a completely work freak, he's not same generation. How do you explain that? This is no generation difference. So you have to see personalities and the way of working as well. So it's not just about that. Today, there are younger people who are going to manage the younger people as well. So how do you do that? And sometimes you meet a much older boss who's more caring, more understanding, more accommodating. So there are lots of aspects that get into while you manage the workforce. And that is by having a culture of inclusiveness, as we talked about it. So that's important. So let's see the first one. The way we acquire talent has to be different. Like the younger generation certainly would like to see gaming and much more interactive approach rather than 2 hours interviews with 6, 7 people sitting in front. We need to change the game of how we hire people. And we need to talk about experience. We need to talk about school. We need to talk about how you did your assignments over there. Number 2, you need to change leadership styles in the organizations. कि आपने different generations के साथ, different personalities के साथ, कैसे आपने, you have to manage. This is important. You have to train all the generations to make them to come to a certain platform. And then, ये benefits flexibility जो भी हम survey में भी देखेंगे. How many of you, you know, if I ask you कि आपको option दिया जाए कि मैं benefits में से pick कर लूँ. So here is an advice to all the HR professionals that future में we need to have a basket of benefits. जिसके अंदर से अगर मैं I'm certain age, I would like to get into picking up my retirement benefits. If it's a younger people, they would like to see entertainment allowance for coffee houses, you know, those kind of things. Or to buy AirPods or whatever it is. So, you know, those kind of things. मुझसे कहेंगे आपको हम budget देंगे आपके Bluetooth speakers के लिए. I said, no, I don't want that. I want to see what's the fund for my children's education. So those are the things. The benefit of basket is important. And then we have the communication styles. We discussed about it. Kainat, are we ready? Okay. And the second part is career progression. Here is the question to all of you. How many of you would like to change as a youngsters, how many of you like to see different departments in the next 2 years? Let's say 3, 4 departments in the next 2 years or 1 year. Would you like to see that or no? Would you like to? No? Over here, would you like to change your career now and move from HR into finance or marketing? Not really. You would like to. Again, it's personality driven, what you want to do. अभी मेरी 2 ट्रेनी से बातचीत हो रही थी. एक ने कहा कि जी, I want to move from one department to the other. लेकिन I want to come back to supply chain, otherwise I will leave the organization. Very clearly. The other said that I don't want to move anywhere else. I want to be in marketing throughout. So you see, it's not about the younger generation or the older generation. It's also about my thinking process, what I desire and what I want. Next is the motivation approach. Everybody has to feel motivated. जैसे सुबह भी बता रहे थे कि different generation से बात करने के तरीके किस तरह से हैं. तो मैं motivate कैसे कर सकता हूँ? शायद मैं अगर above 45 से कहूँ जी, every day we'll have a coffee hour शाम के वक्त. आपने क्या जवाब देना है मुझे? मुझे घर पे काम है, बच्चों को पढ़ाना है. If I'm going to ask this generation कि every day or every week we'll have a coffee hour, what will you say? Yes. Yeah, of course. See, that's the difference. So they don't want it. तो मैं कंपनी में इंट्रोड्यूस कर दूं एचआर की तरफ से और वो बेचारे खुश होते रहे और वो जनरेशन कहेंगे यार ये क्या है, मजाक उड़ाया हुआ है फजूल में, टाइम ज़ाया कर रहे हैं. सो यू हैव टू केटर इन डिफरेंट मोटिवेशन स्टाइल्स अ डिफरेंट अप्रोच. इट कैन नॉट बी वन अप्रोच. Okay, and the last one, the culture awareness is very important. And I like to give you an example of what we have done at packages. Packages में हमने trainees को जो hire किए हैं, उनको हम हर month we are having CEOs के साथ discussion, sessions on how to assimilate into the culture, teaching them personalities, teaching them values, and at the same time जो लोग उनको manage कर रहे हैं, उनको भी सिखाया जा रहा है कि how to accommodate them. हर trainee के साथ एक buddy है और हर ट्रेनी के साथ एक मेंटर है which will go on for 6 months so that the whole organization understands each other. Okay, so now we have a time for the survey and let's see what happens in that. Yes, Kainat? You're showing? Okay. Right, let's look at the response. ये है 25, under 25 किधर गया? Do you have that, Kainat? Yeah, under 25, there were 6 votes only, but they voted for yes and no 0 votes on workplace. Okay, next one. So, yes, Kainat? Oh, yeah. People who are between 25 to 30, 14 votes. Okay, next. 30 to 35, again positive, 77%. Next. And 29 votes for people who were 35 to 45. And finally, 0 votes. So the above 45 people are the troublemakers. They are saying, no, we don't want flexibility. And really, I would love to have flexibility. Now, I'm also myself not a morning person. I cannot function in the morning. That doesn't mean to say that I'm come from a different generation or new generation. I can't sleep at night. My brain is more creative at night at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I go to sleep and I get up in the morning half drunk. I don't drink, but I look drunk. Okay, so now we go into the next question. Right, next one. Okay, would you like to have hybrid working? Under 25, it's a 50-50. Next. Under 25 and 30, 25 to 30, 15 votes. So that's the time you're looking more at hybrid. Next one. 30 to 35 more. And next. 35 to under 45 maximum. You know why the flexibility is helping? Because of the traffic, we need to drop our kids, we need to do some home errands. And above 45, 0 again. Now, who is this responding? We need to see, they don't want hybrid working. They want to come to the office. They don't want to stay at home. Why do you want to stay at home? We'll talk later about it. Okay, so right, next question. Okay, the question is, select the 2 from the following which is most important to you today. Now, it comes out at under 25, vote for gaming room and gym at the office. Okay, that means that is true. Okay, next. 25 to under 30. What's most important is gym at the office and space to socialize and have coffee. All right? Next, 30 to 35. Now you can see you're aging and you're wanting to have some retirement funds collected in your funds. So as I see, 62% went for gratuity because now you see the need कि पैसे जमा करने हैं, बच्चों को पढ़ाना भी है. आगे 35 to 45. If you see 35 to 45 is back to education allowance for children. This wasn't there in the younger generation. So what's happening? हो ये रहा है कि जैसे जैसे आपकी एज बढ़ती है, आपकी नीड और वांट बढ़ रही है. 45 and above, 45 and above परेशान है, हर चीज़ में ही परेशान है, क्योंकि ग्रेजुएट भी चाहिए, प्रॉविडेंट फंड भी चाहिए, जिम भी चाहिए क्योंकि वो पेट निकल रहा है अब सब कुछ. सो बेसिकली एजुकेशन अलाउंस भी है और सोशलाइज भी करना है, लोगों से बातें भी करनी है, गॉसिप भी करनी है क्योंकि कुछ मिलता नहीं, और उसके बाद गुड्स ऑफिस स्पेस चाहिए. तो ये आहिस्ता आहिस्ता परेशान होना शुरू हो गए. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द थर्ड क्वेश्चन. Third question. Okay, now here is an interesting answer. while working in an organization, कौन से दो चीजें जो आपको important है? Recognition or respect? यहाँ पर under 25, now hear this carefully, they had said hybrid working and flexibility and everything. लेकिन अगर respect और recognition नहीं होगा, तो उन सब चीजों का फायदा नहीं. So they voted back and made it a priority. Next, again, it's recognition and respect. The same age group. The third question, the third group, 30 to 35, recognition and respect. Next group, 35 to 45, respect and recognition. Next, 45 and above, respect and recognition. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? कि अगर सब कुछ हो ऑफिस में, बीन बैग भी हो, जिम भी हो, लेकिन रिस्पेक्ट और रिकग्निशन नहीं है, तो वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का कल्चर खराब है. इसका मतलब है तमाम जनरेशंस दो चीज़ों पे we can harmonize, and that is respect and recognition. Everybody needs respect and everybody needs recognition. So these 2 points, all generations can work together. Next question, the last question. The most important thing to you in your career, under 25 say change job role every 2 years and change company every 3 years. Now who are they and who are your employer? We'll send you their results. Okay, next question, 25 to 30. Next. Okay, their change company every 2 years, 61%. ये आप HR लोग हैं जो खुद ही कह रहे हैं. Anyway, कोई मसला नहीं. तो become an entrepreneur of the thing, 46%. Next, 30 to 35. Now here you see, change company after 3 years is good. And the second one was, the highest is, should work on multiple projects. अब ये कहेंगे कि तो youngsters करते हैं, but it's not like that. The last group, 45 and above, इन्होंने कुछ भी select नहीं किया ऊपर. So what is the reason? Because वो अब company में आ गए हैं, they are making their career. Finally, they want to work more actively on multiple projects, and loyalty matters. Because after certain time, अगर company अच्छी है और आप perform अच्छे कर रहे हैं, तो basically loyalty matters. Kainat, we back onto the slide. So basically, you can see that generations में दो चीजें common आई. What was that? Respect, recognition. इसकी two bases बना के you can majorly finish the gap. And then अगर मैं किसी बड़े को या छोटे को कुछ समझा रहा हूँ, तो अगर recognize करूँ या respect से करूँगा, people will understand. That language everybody will understand. Okay, so this is where it is. Okay, now I would like to, towards the end, the future. The future generations will face. Okay, sorry, just hold on. Just go on. The future generations are going to face technological advancement more. Sorry, yeah. Okay. This is the future mobile. This is the future mobile. There will be a holographics on the mobile. You will be able to talk to the person sitting on the mobile. The new generations, the one who are born in 2000, 2005, will come with this technology. तो आप जो हैं, वो कहेंगे ये क्या? हमें ये भी सीखना पड़ेगा. So imagine my wife will be at the office. She'll say, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm working." So she will be on my mobile talking to me. And that's how life will change. Now to end this session, my last punchline is कि जो लोग इस वक्त 25 साल, 26 साल के हैं, 10 years later, 2034, you will be facing a new generation, completely different, maybe 7 years, 8 years later. And you will have to evolve and not become stagnant. And the older generation will have to deal. And who knows, in the future, you might have to deal with another type of the role of people coming into it. You will have to become smarter because you could be working with a robot next to you. And that's the future. So all have to evolve, and that's the future for you. So get ready. We need to continue change and evolve ourselves. Thank you.